Happy holiday, Omnusians! I am OmnusI, here in a special holiday nook of my lair. I thought that, with the holidays upon us, it would be nice to give you a little holiday treat, something to put a smile on your face. No, it's not a lesson, not another level. That will come. However, as a little tidbit, a thank you of sorts for following along with me, I thought I would read to you a poem. It's, of course, a parody poem that I wrote more than 15 years ago. But I think you'll find immediately that it sounds vaguely familiar. I hope you enjoy it. 'Twas the gaming night before Christmas, otherwise known as The Legend of Santa Orc, by me. 'Twas the gaming night before Christmas, and in the gaming room the players were yakking in the dungeon like gloom. The players reclined in their nice comfy chairs, wondering what treasures soon would be theirs. In just a few moments the DM appeared, his face set in a grin tucked in under his beard. The DM picked up his dice and slung them with conviction. The players grew fearful. What was their Christmas mission? The dungeon was still full with monsters and slime, so they scarcely realized what was coming this time. When what to the characters' ears should resound but a fat orc in a sleigh, pulled by 8 tiny hellhounds. He leaped out of the sleigh as smooth as pulled pork. They were being confronted by the mighty Santa Orc. The players barked out their orders, the tactics rehearsed. They had no way of knowing that would just make things worse. The fighter charged forward, the mage chanted spells, the cleric chanted a prayer to send this new foe to hell. With a wave of pure magic and a sadistic cackle, the orc knocked the characters down like doomed cattle. He stood now above them. They saw him in good light. They wished that they hadn't. He was quite a sight. His muscles were rock hard. He had magic tattoos. His face looked like something you'd wipe off of your shoes. He reached for his bag, slung over his back, dropped it down on the thief's gut he began to unpack. For the fighter a new sword, old blood also included. For the priest a new mantle that looked freshly looted. For the wizard a power ring, no mind the severed finger. For the thief some new poisons with no taste left to linger. Then he rummaged through their things, and he drank all their ale. All the elsewine too then said, "Oi, I gots to bail." Then he wobbled to his sleigh and looked for the reins. If not for the booze in him, on the seat they were plain. As the characters groaned in wonder and started to rise, Santa Orc cracked the reins against his strong thighs. "On whatsits, on whatnot, on thingamajigger, on... Oh, just shut up now, my hangover'll be bigger." Off they all flew then, through several dungeon walls, causing slightly less damage than the party's bar brawls. The players shook their heads, faces twisted in shock. They soon pulled out their pencils and began to take stock. The DM grinned widely and called it a night, handed out the last XPs, earned from many a fight. So you, who are listening, hear me now and prepare. Santa Orc could be coming, so you'd better beware. That poem that I wrote so many years ago spawned a tradition. One of the things I enjoy doing is occasionally allowing the real world to slip into my game. And every year, almost without fail, my characters are approached by some supernatural force. In Dungeons & Dragons, it's almost always Santa Orc. He leaves them with new items that are helpful, if not overly powerful, for the situation that they are in, and oftentimes leaves them with something that bails them out of a jam they've worked themselves into. So, if this is a useful tradition for you, by all means, feel free to borrow. And, of course, if you liked my little poem, I beg you to bear in mind as well that I wrote this 15 years ago and I haven't edited it for today's age. I thought it would be nice to look back into my past, so I found it entertaining, and I still do. A few places the rhyme is a little rough and I would edit, but I hope you enjoyed this. Bearing my soul a little bit to you. So, this is an original Rob Gustafson work. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday it is that you serve. Hardly diminished by wishing you every happiness that you can have for the rest of the season. Thank you, and thank all of you for watching me at the Lair of OmnusI. I am OmnusI, and I wish you the safest adventures and the very happiest of holidays.